Our program this evening is Bill Banta.
Right? That's just a shot of the shop layout. It's ON3. Some may recognize that. That used to be in Sam Furukawa's house, and it's come here when he moved. Another shot of the layout. To the right and to the back is some new stuff I'm working on for the layout and for kits. They'll be along sometime. I've been working on those for quite a while, so it's not sure how soon those are going to happen. But I do have this one here. This is Foley's Barn. This is a new one. Um, It's available in HO, O, and F scale. The one we're seeing right now is F 120.3. And then hopefully for a week and a half from now, we'll have this one ready. This is a firehouse. Um, and this is just going to be an F scale only because Wild West has it in the smaller scales. But I've added an actual 3D printed bell to this particular model. So hopefully if I get time, I'll get it boxed and have it at the show. I will have it at the show. I just may not have instructions ready for it yet, but no worries. You can get them afterwards. Probably seen it before in other Zooms we've done, but for you HON3 guys on the lower left, that's a Ridgeway Roundhouse, HON3. We've just finished producing that for McCarville Studios. Mike will have them at his table at the show. Now you might have heard we had a little flooding in Vermont. We didn't get too much because we're pretty high out of the valleys. A little bit of water over the railroad tracks in the backyard you see there. But it went down right away. Here's another shot of the stream that we have that normally through the summer is dry, but a little bit of water running through there right now. Well, not right now, but a month or so ago. There's not much running through there now. And what we have here is the Shay I'm working on. It's a 2.5-inch scale, 7.5 or 7.25-inch gauge live steam locomotive. And much of I would have liked to have had this thing under steam by now, but yeah, it's a lot of work. It's coming along. Here's another shot. I can scroll that up a little bit. It is running on air. All the drive line is in. Just have to get the Johnson bar hooked up, throttle hooked up. Another big step. And customer project right here is an RGS number 22. It's 2.5-inch scale running on 7.25-inch gauge track. That model we've got to replace the injectors and do a few other things to it. It's been sitting for a few years, so it's going to take a little bit of work to get it under steam. But I've got it until the spring. The customer hopes to have it in May, so hopefully we'll have it done. And then lastly here, we just have another small steam engine sitting there that's getting work done along with a shot of the shop. So cool stuff happening. Trying to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and keep it going.
All right. Thank you, Bill. How long does it take you to execute a kit and get it ready to produce from drawings and that sort of thing?
Oh boy, that's an interesting question. It can take, if I'm highly motivated, usually about 4 to 6 weeks total to turn it around and get something out. Depends upon the size of the model. Some of them just take a long time. Some of them you like the buildings on the layout. It's probably been 2 years on those projects, and I'll work on them for a while and then set it aside and bring it back and make some other changes. Bring it back. The firehouse basically was a customer project who sponsored it to because he wanted one, and basically probably took 2 weeks to get that turned out. To that point, I've still got to write the instructions and get the drawings together on it. So that's another 2 days of work just to get that done. So again, it just depends what the project is, how big it is, how small it is.
So when you finished cutting the components for a structure, do you have somebody other than yourself go ahead and put that initial run together to see if everything's set up correctly and that sort of thing, or is it pretty much foolproof from the get-go?
I make sure it's foolproof from the get-go because at the end of the day, I'm the one that gets the phone calls. If something's not right. So I work really hard to make sure I don't get the phone calls. And so it's all on me, and I'm the one that takes care of it. In the past, I've had other people do stuff before, and it's sort of worked, but again, um, I'm the person answering the phone, and if something's not right, I've got to fix it. So I just make sure that I've got everything covered before it goes out the door. And I still miss stuff, so yeah.
All right. Well, I'm sure that almost everybody that's looking at your videos has got one or two or three or many more of your kits on their layouts. And I've got a couple that I've painted up and that sort of thing. You've done some clinics on assembly, which we've appreciated. Any updated thoughts about the technique to glue the parts together, etc.?
Um, I use a lot of spray glue on things, um, especially putting siding on the inner structure, the inner walls. And I use spray glue because there's no water in it. And I found over the years that if you use white glue to um, attach the components like a wainscoting and then a clapboard siding, maybe something on the second floor, if you're using white glue, a day or two later, you've got some warp that's coming into that wall. And so by using the spray glue, it pretty much eliminated the warp problems. And it's not
So,
from the paint, it's more from the glue itself.
so typically, are you able to construct one of your kits without using additional stiffening on the insides?
Yes, absolutely. No
So,
sticks, no nothing getting glued. It's all you've seen me demonstrate how we do it. The interior walls are all MDF and they're basically dead flat. And then you'll glue on some siding, usually a 32nd thick or 16th inch thick. And you don't need to take a bunch of 12 by 12 sticks to try to get everything solid. Yeah, it's not needed. I don't like that method of having to do that. Um, I just think it's unnecessary if you've done everything right from the start on the kit.
okay. Well, any other comments or hints about what we're doing with your stuff?
One other thing I noticed that a lot of people tab and slot their roof panels in place. I don't do that because every time I've built a kit that's got tab and slot roof, there's always a fit problem. So all of our roof assemblies are basically a pair of supports glued to the roof itself, and the roof is loose. You can glue it in place or not. If you want to leave it loose for adding interior later or lighting, that kind of thing, um, it's easy to do. Whereas if you've got a roof that's tabbed and slotted and actually has to glue onto the walls, um, I think that's a problem. I think it creates a problem because not everybody's building comes out perfectly square and doesn't always perfectly fit those slots in a roof to fit it in place. So I just do it a bit different.
Okay. We'll look forward to seeing you in Denver. How many boxes or cartons are you taking?
I've got a 6 by 12 foot trailer and it'll be full.
Oh, great. So you're going to bring it back empty?
I'm sorry?
You're going to try to bring it back empty?
Oh, that's the plan.
All right. Well, good luck. We look forward to seeing you there.
All right, we'll see you all there.
Thanks, Bill.
Welcome.